Persuasive speech. Teen abortion, is it murder or is it ethical? In the past, one topic not usually discussed among teens is sex. Sex has often been taboo in households, society, and even schools. Currently, references to sex can be found on television and billboards. The main difference between now and 2009 or 2010 and in the 1980s, for example, is that sex sells. However, I am curious about the effect that our society's view on sex is having on our youth. I want to touch on abortion so that I can show that it should not be considered as an alternative for any reason. Statistics will show and prove that the percentage of teen pregnancies and teen abortions could possibly be prevented with better knowledge of mental and physical effects. The statistics will also show the drastic increase of these from the late 1980s to the early 1990s. Abortion is a choice, but is morally wrong, and a lot of societies today view it as a compromise in certain situations. Regardless of the situation, killing an embryo or fetus is morally wrong, and even the stage of life is not sufficient cause to view abortion as acceptable, which is to say that putting a time frame on when abortion is okay is incomprehensible. One of the 10 Commandments clearly states, "Thou shalt not kill." It does not say, "Thou shalt not kill a born person." Often people will take judgment into their own hands as if playing God, never taking into consideration the consequences of their actions. There are many factors that people do not take into consideration, like sex education. When considering the abortion issue, teaching sex education in schools could have a preventative effect on teen pregnancy, which could decrease abortion simply by increasing knowledge of the issue. Today's youth need to be educated on these topics. Teens need assurance that if they do get pregnant, there are other options to consider. This education should not only exist in schools, but also at home. It begins at home with the parents. Many teens resort to abortion because of the fear that has been instilled in them by their parents. This fear was not their intention, but is often the result. According to the National Right of Life Corporation, 1988 had the highest abortion rate with 43.5 abortions for every 1,000 teens aged 15 to 19. Since then, the abortion rate has fluctuated. In 1995, for every 100 teens who were pregnant, 34.6% of them aborted, and by 1996, 34.9% of teens aborted. Now let's look at the real numbers. Rather than percentages, in 1995, there were 263,750 abortions. In 1996, there were 263,890 abortions. The statistics clearly show evidence of a very small increase in the numbers of teen abortions in the mid-late 1990s. Today's statistics reveal that the age of those seeking abortions is dropping from 19 to 17. Current statistics report that over 50% performed annually are on women under the age of 25, with the ages of 18 and 19 accounting for the highest number performed. Teen abortions can account for 19% of procedures nationwide, and 43% of women in the United States will have had at least one abortion by the time they are 45. Choosing to have an abortion is a decision that should never be made when adoption is available. In light of this option, abortion is very selfish. In today's world, there are many families who try to have a baby but cannot succeed. Then there are those who get pregnant unintentionally and decide to terminate the pregnancy. Of course, it is the mother's body, but that is her child growing in her belly. That child has a heartbeat after 22 days. There are multiple agencies that are designed to help deter people from having abortions, including Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is a program that is designed to give scared pregnant women multiple options and guidance for the future, for their future and the future of their child. They also educate women about the potential health risks that come along with abortions. Abortions affect a person physically and mentally. The risk of complications during the procedure increases the further the pregnancy is progressed. During first trimester abortions, women normally experience minor pain, less than a toothache or an earache, but more than a backache or a headache. In Finland, one study showed that women who have abortions are more likely to die within the next year than those who follow through with the pregnancy, caused by post-operation complications such as infection. However, some of the mental consequences were described as very traumatic. Some women stated having nightmares of children calling them from trash cans of body parts and blood. And if you want to die within the next year, go ahead, have an abortion. The choice is up to you.